Hello everyone and welcome back to yet another video from my channel Interactive Education, and today will be taking up a new chapter in the civics part of class 10th essay 2 board examination portion, and that is political parties. A very important chapter, very interesting chapter, because political parties form the basis of a democracy. They form the basis of a democracy, particularly a representative democracy. Especially in parliamentary democracies, political parties play very important roles. So in this chapter, we are going to look at this very important institution of a democracy. So before we move on, we need to understand what basically is a political party, right? We need to understand what a political party really is, right? So what is a political party? The definition of a political party is that it is a group of people that have a common ideology, very important, a common ideology, who come together for the purpose of contesting elections and taking part in electoral politics. Pretty simple. Political parties are groups of people. Groups of people coming together, they have a common ideology and they have some proper policies and programs, and members of the party which have certain policies and programs, they come together and they have an intention of contesting elections. They want to contest parliamentary elections, right? And they have certain policies, certain ideologies, certain programs in mind which promote the collective good of society in their view, because again different parties have different policies and programs. So when in the view of the respective party, they believe that their policies and programs and ideology can promote good for society, collective good for society, right? So such a group of people that have that common ideology and have certain policies and programs that they agree on and want to contest parliamentary elections and take part in electoral politics, this group of people is called a political party. Okay. Next is the components of a political party. Now, a political party has three main components. Okay. So, any political party has three main components, three main groups, three main parts. First is the leaders, then we have the active members, and then we have the followers. The leaders are basically those that lead the party. Okay, they lead the party, obviously understood. They lead the party, they form the ideology of the party, they form the tactics, the strategy of the party. Okay, so they are the basic planners, right, of that party. Next are the active members. These involve the lower level workers of the party. They involve the workers of the parties. It can be, well, not those who are actually taking part in the parliamentary process. So it can be the administration of the party, right? So all these people who take part of these things, workers, administration, all these things come under the active members. They are the people who are the active members of the party. They don't actually take part in the electoral process, but they are responsible for maintaining the internal affairs of the political party. And then we have the followers. Followers is pretty simple. They are the supporters of the party. And the followers are one of the most important components of the party, because they are the ones which make sure that the party comes into power, right? Because they are the ones which are going to vote for that particular party during electoral politics and elections. So basically followers are a very important part of a political party. Okay. Active members are the workers, administration. Like workers, we call them karyakartas in Hindi. If you ever hear a spokesperson of a party say, and if they won the election, they would always say that ye hamare karyakartaon ki deen hai, and this is the work of our karyakartas and all. That basically means that these active members who have worked for the party, they ensure the victory of the party. And leaders are the ones which contest the elections, which form the strategy of the party, the top-notch leaders who are going to plan the process of the party's strategy, right? So this is a political party and its components, right? Next, we come to functions of political parties, a very important topic. Now, what are the functions of a political party? The functions of a political party are several. There are several functions of a political party, and the functions of a political party justify its necessity. They justify why political parties are necessary. They justify the necessity of a political party. Okay. So functions of a political party justify why a political party is needed in a democracy. Okay. So parties perform several functions in a parliamentary democracy. The first and foremost, which is obvious, is that they contest elections. Parties campaign, they put forth policies and programs, they are going to promote themselves, they are going to they're going to hold rallies, road shows, jan sabhas. These things are held, and in these, parties promote and try to campaign to contest an election. Okay, so this is called contesting elections. Parties contest elections at state level, at central level, at district level, at union level, in at municipalities and panchayats. So they contest elections. Okay. Next is that they put forth policies and programs, right? As we've discussed before, the people of a political party agree on certain policies and programs, and these political parties put forth policies and programs to the people so that people are able to choose out of which policy and program they want, out of them which policies and programs they want, and accordingly they elect a political party and its leaders, right? So they put forth policies and programs. Next is that parties make laws for the country. Obviously, when they win the election or when they go into the legislature, that is the parliament. So when they enter the legislature, in the legislature they make laws for the country. Obviously, bills are passed, debates are done. The parliament debates certain cabinet bills, certain proposals. So in this way, parties debate, discuss in the parliament, and hence make laws for the country. Next is that they fill up political offices. Yes, a party which wins the election will form the government, whereas the party which loses the elections together all the parties which lose elections together come together and form the opposition, right? So, for example, if we take the current scenario, the government is under the Bharatiya Janata Party, that is the BJP, and the opposition is under the Congress. The Congress is the opposition right now, leader of opposition, plus other parties. Okay, this includes Samajwadi Party, Trinamool Congress, Communist Party of India. Together, these parties, along with the Congress Party, under the leadership of the Congress Party, form the opposition. And even BJP is the leader of the government. Together, it has many other parties in its alliance, which we will study a bit later. Next is fifth is that they shape political opinions. Political parties are going to shape opinions. Okay, they are going to create an opinion amongst people for a particular thing, right? They are going to raise certain issues, they are going to raise certain programs and policies, and they're going to shape the opinion of the public, especially of those people who follow that political party and believe in its ideology. And lastly, we have that they provide access to government machinery, like for example the RTI. The party will give it, when party comes into power, they are going to provide access to government machinery such as the RTI, such as certain policies and programs, such as certain government facilities, such as public facilities. So all these things and government machinery like right to information, the certain fundamental rights, right to life, etc., etc., all these things, access to the constitutional things stipulated, are provided by parties to the people, right? So these are the functions of political parties. It is very, very important that you understand them, because in examinations, this is a short question. They will ask you functions of a political party in one way or another. So you should be thorough with this. Plus, obviously, as an aware citizen, you should know about this, right? So I hope that's absolutely clear. This is functions of political parties. Next, we come to the types of party systems based on number of parties, right? Now, again, we have many types of party systems or government systems, because in different countries there are different number of parties. So based on the number of parties competing in elections, there are three main types of party systems or government systems, right? One is the one party system, where there is only one party which contests the elections. Now this can be like only one party is contesting the elections, or if more than one party is contesting the election, then only one party is the party which controls the administration and the election of the other parties. That is, all other parties are subsidiary to that one main party. So it can be either a case in which only one party contests an election, or it can be a case in which all other parties which are contesting elections are subsidiary to that one party. The example is the People's Republic of China, where there is the Communist Party. Okay, there is the Communist Party, and this Communist Party is the main party of China, which always wins the election. And so-called other parties can contest elections, but they have to take permission from this Communist Party. So Communist Party is like the boss party. They are the dictator party. All other parties are subsidiary to the Communist Party. This one party system is a very, very undemocratic system. It is an undemocratic system because it does not allow choice. It does not allow other parties to freely contest elections, right? So again, it is an undemocratic system because not all people are allowed to contest elections because they are subsidiary to that particular communist party. They have to get permission from that party, and people cannot have other ideologies, and every party does not have equal chance of winning, right? So because of these reasons, this one party system is a highly undemocratic system of government. Next, we come to the two-party system, which is obviously called it is also called the bi-party system. And this two-party system is where two parties contest the elections. At least two parties are contesting the elections fairly. Yes, so it is democratic. Two parties are contesting, so either of the two parties have the highest chance of forming the government. So it's USA and UK. Other parties may be there, but these are the two main parties which have the chance of forming the government. So USA and UK. For example, in the USA, we have two parties which are the Democratic Party and then we have the Republican Party. In the UK, we have again two parties. You have the Labour Party and you have the Conservative Party. Okay, so again, this is the UK and the US, the two types of parties everywhere. So you should just remember them in exam. If they ask, then you can answer, right? So here in the USA and UK, you have two main parties contesting the elections, out of which one has a sure shot chance of winning the election, right? So that is the two-party system. Next, we come to the multi-party system, where there are more than three or more than three parties contesting elections, right? There are many parties contesting elections. Example, India, which has more than 750 parties which are registered with the Election Commission. So multi-party systems, many parties are there and many parties contest elections with each party having a chance of having a share in the government or forming the government, right? Let us try to understand India's case. India has so many parties that India has alliances which compete, okay? We have two main alliances in our central government politics, the NDA and the UPA. NDA stands for National Democratic Alliance. Okay, National Democratic Alliance. Okay, and it is led by the BJP. Okay, it is led by the BJP. It has other parties, but it is led by the BJP, which is in collaboration with other parties, in an alliance with other parties. And UPA stands for United Progressive Alliance. Progressive Alliance, and this is led by the Congress. Okay, so it is led by the Congress. So these two are the main alliances, central alliances of our country, NDA and UPA, and these alliances are basically alliances, groups of parties which come together. Okay, so there are many parties which form alliances and together they hold shares in power in the government. Okay, this NDA is led by BJP and currently this NDA is in the government and the UPA is in opposition. Okay, in your textbook, it's an old textbook, so it says UPA is in power. No, in 2014, everyone knows with a landslide victory, Modi ji won the election and in NDA he formed the government. UPA is now the opposition. Okay, so NDA led by BJP under Narendra Modi is the ruling party, is the ruling alliance. UPA is the opposition alliance, right? So that is why India has a multi-party system. Again, many parties contest the election. There are alliances, and again we have one party and two party systems in their respective countries. Okay, so let's move forward. So for the last slide of this lecture, we have why does India need a multi-party system? There is a necessity for India to have a multi-party system. Why? Why can't it just have two or three or one party? Well, India is a land of rich cultural, linguistic, social and geographical diversity. We all know that there is a lot of diversity in India in terms of culture, religion, language, social aspects and even geographical aspects. Now, amidst all this diversity, if India just had one or two parties, it would not be possible to inculcate the views of the several diverse communities in the country, obviously, because if you have just one or two parties, how can you take up the issues and views of all the communities in the country, right? Every community has its own share. They won't have a say in the government just with just one or two parties, right? Because there are so many types of groups. So therefore, in order to make sure that all different social groups are represented in governments across the country and even in the central government, India has adopted the multi-party system to make sure that every social group is represented in governments across the country as well as in the central government, right? Each community has a say with parties at the center, state, and regional levels. Okay, so this is the reason why India has adopted a multi-party system, right? And it has to a large extent been very, very successful in making sure that each community has its say in the government, right? Each community has its say in the government, in the union government, as well as in state governments, right? So because of this reason, to inculcate diversity, India has adopted the multi-party system. Alright, so I hope that's absolutely clear to all of you. So this was the first lecture on political parties. I hope you understood everything. Any doubts are welcome in the comment section below. Please look forward for the next lecture in which we will discuss national and state political parties as well as the major important national political parties in our country. Thank you.